You know why.
No,
I'm not saying it. I gave it a shout out. I said it.
You did.
But no, I'm not saying it. Girl, listen, we're going to be here all night. Let me just jump into this. We'll come back. We don't have time.
We'll dub a voiceover.
We fought about this for months.
So, and I gave you the opportunity to do making it, but you didn't do it. So we stuck with capping.
But on my notes, capping is crossed out, to be fair. So
yeah, and I don't know why capping didn't make
that's weird. So I'm just reading it how it came to me. So
it's like, I think she did the one.
How odd.
See? I don't know. She like rejected the changes or something. Anyway.
Well, look at God.
If you don't want to say it, then we will. Audio my voice.
Yeah, do a voiceover because
voice it doesn't. That would be hilarious.
Silly, but okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You are now tuned into Native Collect. Native Collective.
Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to another episode of ING in LA. I'm E from Inglewood, and with me, as always, is my co-host H from all over the place.
That's right.
This podcast is brought to you by Native LA. Make sure you are following on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, and follow the Native LA on Instagram and all other social media.
And you better follow because I'm tracking you down.
Today's episode, I think, may trigger a few of you. We are talking about making it in LA, aka capping, faking it till you make it. So I'm not sure what everyone's obsession with. It's not an obsession with trying to be rich. It's an obsession with trying to look rich. Mm-hmm. You know, where do you think that comes from?
I think it's just LA. Like LA, New York. I say this every time when you land in a major metropolitan airport. So LA, New York, Dallas. I mean, like all of a sudden, no offense to all your other cities, but the looks go up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is trying to be someone like, I guess, maybe suburban-ish. Mom, like you feel a little like I can do it. I will say being gone from LA for 12 years, moving back, all of a sudden I was like, I don't know if my car is good enough here. And then I was like, nope, it's paid off. We're going to keep this thing and we're going to keep it rolling and everything. But yeah, there is an obsession with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, like you said, with cars, especially people will go broke trying to pay $700 on a car note just to say, I have a BMW. But it's like that BMW also has like 92,000 miles on it. So what are we really doing, I think there's like really an art to kind of how you, for lack of a better word, deceive other people. I don't know who the Joneses are. I don't know why we've been trying to keep up with them for decades. But I think that there is definitely a finesse to how you kind of play that hand when you're trying to disillusion the people and make them think otherwise.
Well, I think some of it has to do, you also have choices in LA.
Oh, sure.
And I think a big part of that stems into like the dating world, the work world. It's like I can always get something better, but in order for me to get something better, I have to look better.
Right.
I have to come across better. I have to have a better car when I pull up so you're impressed. But the reality is that stuff goes away after a while. It's like I get to see you for who you are, whether you have a Honda. Hondas are great. Or Tesla, or you get even a Bugatti. I mean, I've seen people like have those. I'm like, yo, I can't have one of those.
And that's okay. You know, I think having a Bugatti in Los Angeles is...
That's a lot. Like
having a Maserati, having anything where you need open road, to really put that $6-figure dollar tag to that price tag to work. Don't have it here. For what? Hondas are fantastic cars. Toyotas, they maintain their value really well. I actually almost bought a Honda, but it had like 144,000 miles on it. But they assured me that,
Hondas go to 300.
Yeah. But
supposedly.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's fuel efficient and very low on maintenance, but ain't nobody checking for me in a Honda.
No. But I think also, like, you could really just tell. So I go to Starbucks a lot, simply because you have good Wi-Fi. You independent coffee makers, I love you. Just let me know if you have strong Wi-Fi and I'll be there. I call my office because it's like $3.50 a day because my cup of coffee. But you go there, and there are a lot of people, and I talk to everybody at coffee shop, and all of a sudden, there's like 10 actors or 12 directors, or they're running some sort of Bitcoin thing.
Yeah.
It's like, no, just tell me what you really do.
Exactly.
Like, it's okay.
Who signs your paychecks?
Yeah, like that's okay. Like, okay, no problem. But there is a certain thing that you have to like keep up with.
Oh yeah.
Over time.
Keep up appearances for sure. Now, do you think, since you've kind of been literally all over the place, who do you think fakes it? I'm not gonna say more because I feel like we're pretty even, but who fakes it better, natives or transplants?
Oh wow. I gotta say, well, that's tough.
I stumped you.
That's tough because I think there is a good amount of natives who are like, you know what? I don't give a F. This is me. I'm like, you love me or you hate me. I'm from here. But I think there's people who thought that their life was going to be somewhere else than where it is.
Yeah.
And then especially if you're not from here, like if you're from Omaha, Nebraska, and you show up with your bangs, like we got to fix that. We can't have bangs no more. No offense to bangs. But apparently I am saying no offense to a lot of people on this show because I hope I'm not.
No bangs, says the man with no hair.
That's right.
You heard it here first,
Listen,
ladies and gentlemen.
It's clean. It's better. But I think there is some of that, right? Like they're trying to be, whether it's an actor, actress, or just something, you know, even like the shoes, the dresses. I mean, all of that culture is huge in LA and even in New York. I was just in New York. I mean, you're walking 20 blocks and I'm like, you're walking 20 blocks in those heels, in those shoes, and in that suit?
Yes, sir.
No.
You got to be seen, you know?
Yeah.
It's all about being seen, especially here. I think that a lot of people come here with kind of like the stars in their eyes and that Hollywood dream of, you know, being a star and being famous. And how do you think, you kind of mentioned it before, you touched on it a little bit before, it's almost like dressing for the part you want. You know, people have literally come here with a backpack of belongings in the hopes of trying to climb that ladder of success. You know, they'll cram themselves 7 people to an apartment. My ex actually lived in an apartment with 6 other guys after we broke up. He was like, he was trying to get his money back up, but he crammed into that apartment because it's like one guy's a waiter, one guy is a dishwasher, the other one works like at a dry cleaners, but they're all writing scripts, you know? How do you think that, you know, faking it and Capp-ing really plays a part in trying to pursue that dream?
Well, I think that goes to a huge part. The faking part, though, is that so many are, I'm sure their intentions are great. Like they want to get there, but are you doing the work? Like sometimes for a lot of people, just saying like, yo, this is what I do, even though you're not really doing it, makes them feel good, feeds their soul. And then all of a sudden they stop the hustle with it. And then I hear all the time, like, hey, got to grind, got to hustle. What is your hustle? Like, what are you doing to get to where you got to be? But hold on, before I get off on a tangent, we got to take a break. We're going to come back, get angry, tell us something in the comments because we're coming after all y'all.
Hey, I'm Win Sardin, and I'm excited to be a part of Native Collective Digital Membership Waitlist, where I'm tapping into a range of resources and connecting with professionals. This platform is proven beneficial in helping me stay organized and maintain a proactive approach as I continue to make a leading impact in the community.
Hey there, it's your girl E. If you're anything like me, you're probably tired of searching for one place that truly identifies the cultural diversity in the melting pot that is Los Angeles. Well, I've got some really good news for you. I'd like to introduce you to Native Collective, the hottest, most exclusive private membership club that's about to change the game.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy AP here, man, Alex Porter. And in the midst of using my gifts, I am now collabing with and partnering up with Native. That is right. I just signed up for Native's digital membership waiting list. And what Native is, or what they do, is they put you around others that is like-minded in your industry or in your lane. I just signed up and got on their waiting list, man. This drop is about to be phenomenal. I'm telling you, big things is happening in 2024. Native is the place to be. You need to get there ASAP. Big things happening. Once again, native.com. Go sign up now. Get on the waiting list. And look, see, I just left SoFi Stadium because I just came from a celebrity basketball game playing right now, because that's what Native do. They put you around the people that is like-minded in your industry and what you do. So I don't brag or push things that I'm not a part of. So go sign up now. Get it cracking. Let's make it happen. All right, let's get it. Go Native.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Shamley. I'm from Orlando, Florida, and I just signed up for Native's collective digital membership waitlist. I am a real estate agent and entrepreneur, and I'm going to use Native's resources to meet other like-minded professionals, clients, and investors. This is something I'm truly excited about because not only is Ashley a friend of mine, but someone I respect heavily in her field. And if she tells me that I need to meet someone, whether it's in person, via Zoom, or talk to them, I can trust that it's not only worth my time, but it'll be a mutually beneficial relationship. So I encourage anyone who's thinking about it to also do the same.
So we see people all the time, you know, especially down here in downtown LA, Hollywood particularly. I think there's more pressure, maybe I would say, to kind of live up to that fantasy, if you will. Would you be able, I wonder, to spot a knockoff? Like knockoff shoes, a knockoff bag?
No, because listen, I'll be the first one to tell you. I've bought knockoffs. I've bought them in Asia, primarily one of the Philippines and China.
Okay.
And I know there are some shoe guys who like, yo, that isn't the right Jordan. Listen, if you're looking at my shoes, God bless you. Like I just, I don't think there's, for me, I understand they're big designers, but at the end of the day, the reality is that it all comes from the same place. Right. So I think a lot of it just comes down to, people want to flash the name brand and everything else. And I'm saying, when I used to be a college basketball coach, and I tell my players, you don't need that stuff. Like, who are you for real? And then the name, like if you have like a Louis Vuitton, I mean, that's great. But the reality is it doesn't define you. And then the other part you ask about, can I spot? Yes, if you're 18 years old and I know where you go, how do you have that type of backpack? You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look comfortable. It doesn't look comfortable.
Don't knock the hustle.
But you know what I mean? So yes, that's my little thing when it comes to all that stuff. And it's all right, but where's the value of you as a person, and how's that going to spill over to your future and what you want to do?
Right. Do you think that people really know what they want to do? Or
No.
do you think that they kind of focus more on, let me make the people think that I look like I know what I'm doing,
right?
when I really have no fucking idea?
Yeah, well, you talk about faking it. So I joke around all the time that I'm not ready to be a dad, but I have a 23-year-old and a 20-year-old, 1-year-old, right? You just don't know, right? You just go through it. Now, in terms of not knowing what you want, I think that's perfectly fine, because even for my whole life, it's not that I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to make a difference.
Right.
So now how can I do it in the avenues that I'm in, but also at the same time too, never saying no to an opportunity.
Right.
And yeah, if someone says, hey, Hernando, can you do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, with TikTok and YouTube, listen, I'm an expert at anything. Just give me a couple hours.
Mr. Fix-It over here. Jeez Louise. Do you feel like, I know we talked about partying a little bit earlier and kind of reminiscing and back in the day. Did you ever go to any exclusive parties or any of like those mansion parties that were really popular in LA? Like you would have to know someone to get on a secret list, and then they would text you the address like a week later. Like, did you ever go to any of those?
Twice. I can only remember twice because you have to. And it happened when I was in my early 20s. I worked in the film industry.
Okay.
So you end up like meeting some different people, and then you hear of like this party, but then you can't go directly to the person. You got to find the person of that person.
Yeah.
and then, you know, get close to them and everything else, and share a couple laughs, and all of a sudden, hey, we're having a party, you know, but all right, well, here, you know, say text me, but send it to my pager. You know what I mean? And then like you get it, and then it's like, yeah, you get the instructions basically.
Yeah.
Now it's not like Mission Impossible instructions, but it'll tell you where the address is, and then you go. But then when you get there, you're hyped, but also scared.
Oh yeah.
Because like, what am I walking into?
Yeah, you have no idea who's throwing this party. You don't know where you are really.
Right.
Maybe somewhere in the Hollywood Hills, Hancock Park. You don't know.
but like, you know, back then you go to Hollywood Hills or, you know, and being like a native, you know where Hollywood Hills, the transplants are just excited. But, you know, back then you weren't so worried about being kidnapped.
Right.
But now with all the documentaries.
Kidnapped, shot, abducted, like anything can happen. You know, anything.
Now I'm afraid.
And I feel like, you know, as an adult, as a grown woman, I'm like, oh, I'm luckily we don't dabble in that type of entertainment anymore. But I feel like that's a huge appeal for people who aren't from here, you know, I think that it's something new. I visited Ashley in Michigan once when she was going to University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. Go Wolverines. And we went to Ohio, I remember. And it's like, there would never be a mansion party in Ohio. No. Never. Like, first of all, there's nothing in Ohio. There's nobody in Ohio.
It's true.
And secondly, I'm pretty sure I didn't see, you know, anything that resembled a mansion.
Right.
So I feel like it's still an allure for people who are just kind of like touching down here and, you know, they get the sparkle in their eye.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, what an opportunity, you know?
But now, with the whole thing with, I don't know if he's your good friend, but Mr. Diddy and his mansion parties. Listen, if you're going to go to a mansion party.
Wait a minute.
I think now in mansion parties, they're going to be like confiscating everybody's phone. They'll be like, give me your phone.
Oh, yeah.
You can't take video
You gotta lock
of
it up.
everything that's happened. In fact, next time I have a party and you guys are all invited, I don't know if I'll let you know. I'm going to confiscate all your phones. We can't have any phones at my party.
I'm going to sneak in my burner. So that's fine, because I will never.
Well, I know
be
you. You're
without a
fine. It's
phone.
like, all right. I'll tell security she's fine. Don't worry about it. Come on in.
So, Hernando, what is your FYP looking like right now? What would I find on your social media algorithms today?
Food. Primarily food,
Okay.
because I love food. So I want to find all the different spots and everything else. I try to do some food reviews. That, and then probably the most current project like I'm working on. I was just joking off camera that I think right now it's food, and then how am I going to do a spreadsheet? Like, what am I saying? Like, there's that stuff. And then so I'm saving all these things, and now but the thing is, it's great that all the social media give us a place to like save.
Yeah.
But then I forget that I saved it, and now I have like over 500 videos that are saved.
Jesus. Well, at least
great.
you don't have cats. At least you're not drowning in cats.
No, I don't have cats.
So now it is time for our rapid fire question game
All right, here we
with
go.
Fernando. So
Hold
are
on,
you ready?
hold on.
Oh,
Wait. Let me get a sip with my
Gotta hydrate.
beautiful
lubricate.
mug. All right.
Thanks, Native LA.
I'm ready.
All right. Let's see. As an LA native.
Yes.
Let's see. How do you find working in LA?
Whew. First of all, I'm a freelancer now.
Okay.
And that's real. It's not. I'm not faking that. But I'm a freelancer, so I go to different projects. I hate driving in traffic, but that's where it is all the time. But yeah, no, I find now when I did have a quote unquote real job, it was just a pain because it would take me an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there, and then work for 8 hours or so, and then drive back. And now it's like a full day. Like I'm done. How am I supposed to rest?
Well, I was just going to ask you, where and how are you relaxing
Yeah,
in LA?
no, not happening. Wait, was that a question?
Yes.
Yeah, relaxing in LA, sleep, favorite restaurant, and the beach.
Are you dating in LA?
No.
Why not?
You know how crazy this place is? How hard is it to date in LA? Are you kidding me?
Where are you drinking in LA?
Oh, at the house, because I get to spend money on my own liquor, and I'm not getting upcharged for Smirnoff or whatever they serve at the damn bars.
Watered down nonsense.
Yeah. No, not happening. All right, now social media. Right? I think social media is the biggest place you can cap all day long.
Oh, easy.
From
Hands
how you
down.
look, from how your body looks, from how the food looks, the vibrant colors. Talk about why for you you feel that people have to do this on social media.
Well, social media is the place to be seen. You see everything, even especially things you don't want to see on social media. My goodness, my Twitter timeline is in a shambles right now. But I think that because it's very hard for people to call you out on your BS. You post something online, you can just easily turn your comments off.
Right.
But take it from Flat Tummy Tea. You can sell anything on the internet. You can, and especially now in the advent of like AI, people can do anything to anybody and make you really like, is my life really missing this?
Yeah.
Do I really need this mold that makes my eggs square? No, but here I am on social media, IG models, fitness models, male and female, it's like they'll sit there and like they'll be shredded and just yoked out, and they'll sit there and tell you, it's like, oh, just clean eating and prayer and you're good to go. And it's like,
no.
I know that those pecs are implants. We know a BBL when we see one, okay?
That's
you don't have to lie to the
I'm
people.
zooming in. I'm zooming in.
It's super easy to just flood the timelines and flood the algorithms with that, knowing that no one or very few people are going to probably take the time and call you out on it, you know?
So now why is there this need for people to be like, you know what, I'm going to jump on social media, I'm going to try it. Influencer, I think, is one thing, or they're going to try to do it, but they're doing it in a way where, they're attracting attention by usually their body.
Right.
Sex sells. I get it. This is look at this face and her face. Come on. But like, what do you think is that attraction for people?
Attention. People crave attention. People are so hungry for it, and people are willing to do just about anything for it. And it's really kind of heartbreaking, honestly. As a person who is highly empathic, I kind of like tend to float towards like the genuine and the real, the grounded. And so seeing how people really morph themselves into a version of themselves that they think that we want from them, it's really just so confusing, and I don't understand it. But it's everywhere.
And so many, I think some people want to be social media influencers.
Oh yeah.
And they're using their body for it, which again, okay, fine. But then that comes to plastic surgery, and of course, LA, the king or queen of plastic surgery, with everything else. Like, talk about like that plastic surgery culture that is here, and this need to flatten out the wrinkles, and that's like the bare minimum.
Yeah, I think not to get into it too deep because I'm not a psychologist and I haven't gone to school for it, so I'm not diagnosing anything. But I think that a lot of need for plastic surgery stems from really deep-rooted insecurities, because I feel like a majority of people who get plastic surgery looked so much better before they went under the knife. I went to school with some people who I'm like, oh, that's a new face. Okay,
like, oh, you look different.
I tagged her in a photo, like a photo from elementary school, and I cannot tell you how quickly that got untagged. I'm not gonna name no names, so I don't want to shame nobody, but girl, it's not like we couldn't tell. You're beautiful either way. And I think that that's the thing. I think that people really kind of need to develop a love for self and not a love for what they think people want.
Right.
Yeah,
I think there's so many different things, right? Because obviously there's, when you just, flatten out your wrinkles, then you go into liposuction, then you start adding like calf muscles for some people and everything else. Like, the plastic surgery just culture altogether, and it's growing in LA, right?
Oh,
those
absolutely.
surgeons are getting
Mecca.
So much. I just want to know, have you ever seen anybody, what happens later on in their life?
So, fun fact about plastic surgery is you have to, it's like getting a car. You have to maintain it every like 5 to 7 years, depending on what you get. Stuff like fillers and things like that, you're obviously going to have to go in for maintenance every like few weeks, I think it is. If I had to say one thing, please stop cutting your noses off. Like, 2 little dots on your face does not a nose make. Breathe. How do you? I just...
All right, so you're saying don't get plastic surgery, but buy Spanx. Is this what we're doing?
Listen,
Is this
do
we're
what
saying
you
here?
feel. You finesse the world how you feel you need to finesse us, huh? Like, just do you, but at the end of the day, please understand that there is a large population that does accept you for who God made you.
Right.
Or, you know, we don't need to see who Dr. Miami made you or whatever that doctor in, you know, the Dominican Republic's name is.
Yeah. How about that? People go down to other countries and get, I don't know what kind of fillers are going up people's asses.
You never know. And that's another reason to just not do it, you know?
Yeah.
Be true to yourself. You know, it's work for sure, but I think that it's worth it.
Yeah. And, you know, let us know down in the comments and anything else if you've had a bad experience on plastic surgery or what you feel. You may be like, you know, E and H, you are horrible people. We're not judging. We're just saying, hey, you have some plastic surgery. Love you. I think it's amazing. But we want to know why. Like, how is this culture growing with everything else with it? All right. It is huge culture in LA, plastic surgery. Now, some things I'm not very familiar with. The BBLs. It sounds like a bad boy band or a wrestling group. What is that? What, like, am I missing something here?
Well, it's actually both. But in addition to that, I went to a BBL concert back in '94. It was great. It is Brazilian butt lift.
Okay.
So typically what one does is you travel to the country of your choice and you basically, okay, so from what I know, there are different procedures, but essentially they're putting filler or implants in your rear end. So what that may look like is you are on a table on your stomach.
Yeah.
They cut you open from your back parts. They insert the goods, stuff them on in there like you're a Thanksgiving turkey, sew you back up, and then you can't sit on your ass for like 3 weeks.
So you're, what are you on the plane like this?
Yeah. You haven't seen oh my gosh, there are literally videos, and I'm sure you guys have seen them.
I'll take a Coke Zero, please.
I'm sure y'all have seen it. There are women who will buy out the whole row of airplane seats so that I'm obviously not going to do it in dress, but they'll be like, you know, they'll kneel in one seat and then just drape their body over the other 2 seats because they can't sit down. You can't take a poop. You can't use the toilet.
Oh my!
You can't drop it like it's hot yet.
No.
You know, you can't do any of the fun stuff. Sometimes they'll do a fat transfer also for a BBL, which is kind of like the general term for it now, is where sometimes they'll make you gain weight and then they'll take that weight and they'll just squish it down to where you want it to be.
That's gotta be painful.
I mean, yeah, it's invasive AF. You're putting your body through a lot of unnecessary trauma just so your ass won't match your thighs. And
then what was this thing with the knees? Like people trying to get taller?
Okay. Yes. So as a woman who is naturally 6 feet 2 inches tall, I've gotten a lot of hate from men over the years, but now I think it's happening in Thailand or somewhere. A magic mystery doctor has given men the ability to now grow a whole 3/4 of an inch by breaking your femurs and inserting rods and plates into your legs and then taking you through an excruciating...
Like this is 3/4?
Honey, no. Go down. No, less. There you go.
3/4?
Yay!
You want to get taller?
6 figures.
That's crazy.
For a leg lengthening surgery where you essentially will have to learn how to walk again.
That's amazing. You know, as someone who is 5'11" in the morning, 5'10" at night, when I was younger, I used to want to be like 6'4", 6'5". And then as I got older and I started flying on planes, I was like, nope, I like this fun sizeness.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine.
Luckily in LA, though, I don't think I've ever seen anyone here with the leg lengthening. I tend to feel like people here are naturally tall. Maybe it's the sunshine, the good weather. I'm not really sure. But
tall,
I have yet to see anyone in LA with a leg lengthening surgery. How many people do you think are walking around outside right now having had some sort of cosmetic procedure, whether it be like Restylane, Botox, new boobs, a mommy makeover? That's the really huge one.
Yeah, in LA, I've got to say it's over 50%.
Oh, that's low.
Oh.
That's real low. You're being generous.
I am out of touch.
I was going to say something like 78%.
No way.
Even like the little nips and tucks, the things that you can't really see. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, people are getting
78% of you.
Botox in their foreheads and lip fillers. And, all sorts of crazy stuff that you had like no idea about. Yeah.
Wow. Maybe next episode I'll get some Botox, so then I can't even move my head.
There's a procedure that we could do. Well, not we here.
We can do it on the show.
Not we here at Native Collective. Not yet, anyway. But there is some doctor somewhere that can start to inject your scalp, and so your hair would start to grow back.
Oh, no. I don't want the hair. I just, you get the crow's feet or whatever they're called. I don't know what it's called with it and everything else. Now, we all know LA is a little expensive, right? That COLA, that cost of living, that's allowance, but cost of living is high. And you talked earlier about people having car payments of $700. I forgot the stat is. I think there's 40% of the country has car payments over $1,000 a month, which is just wild to me. But that's what I'm looking at. But cost of living in LA, from like apartments to houses to if you can afford a house in LA, it's like you've made it.
Oh my God. If you can afford a house in LA, I need to know who you're trafficking drugs for. I want in.
Yeah.
DM me. I won't tell. I promise.
Yeah. No, I go on Zillow a lot, right, to just take a look. So I always go the lowest amount to see. And there are people who are selling, what is it called? Their extra unit they build.
Oh, like a little bungalow, a little in-law suite.
They're like selling that on their property to somebody for like $400,000, $500,000, $600,000.
Y'all ain't shit for that, by the way.
No, yeah. Come on now. Where am I parking? Where is my county line? What can I grow? But but it's the houses. I mean, even milk.
Yeah.
Right. Milk.
Yeah.
Is $5, $6. Eggs are so expensive. So my question is, how are people doing it? Because people are doing it.
OnlyFans? I mean, as a native, I find it very hard to try and manage my expenses in LA. Like you said, there's rent. I don't have a car note, thank Jesus. But car insurance and things of that nature. So it's kind of like, how do people find the time and the energy when they're not from here? Or even if they are from here, with all of the other life expenses, how do you find all of the resources to fake it till you make it?
Yeah.
How do you become such a captain?
Yeah. No.
Captain of Capp-ing. How do you do it? Walk me through the process.
Yeah, I want to know. It could be business credit. It could be getting anything to make money. I just say, with the price of gas and then how far you're driving, from everything we talk about the supermarkets, even to go out to eat.
Yeah.
Even Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Has risen their prices. People are paying what, $15, $18 for a chalupa?
I just paid $20 for a hamburger downstairs.
Yes. I know,
so I'm like, how am I going to eat next week?
Yeah, it's like, all right, this is going to last me 3 meals.
Right. How do I make y'all think that I'm not over here eating cup noodles every night?
No, and then people get all we talk about health and everything else. So, obviously, I bought a salad today.
You did.
And I should have just said no salad. I should have just ordered the burgers.
Yeah.
And not the salad, because the salad was $13. Mm-hmm. The 2 beef patties
with the cheese,
was $8.
Yeah, you paid just as much as I did for a salad.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. And I've seen the price of iceberg lettuce. I've seen it. It's low.
So let me ask you this: how much would you be willing to pay for a night of exclusive fun in LA? Going to Mastro's is right downstairs. Yep. Where LA Live is right across the street. So let's say, dinner, a concert, or a private party with someone other than Diddy. Yeah. How much do you think the average Angelino is willing to pay for a night of exclusivity?
Oh, dinner for 2 alone, and because people can then get drinks, it's got to be close to $120, $130. Just dinner.
Oh. That's.
I'm always low. I'm conservative.
Yeah,
I have faith in us, guys.
I
guess not. So there's that. And then when you go out, the concert tickets or the game tickets or whatever else. That's why I stay home. You asked me, do I date in LA? No. Heck no. Because first of all, I'm going to go to dinner. And the dinner is just going to keep me hungry. If I go eat downstairs at Mastro's, right? Or whatever it's called. It's going to be a small meal on a big ass plate. I'm gonna be hungry. Then I gotta go to the concert or a movie, and a movie's like $20.
Yep.
Then you gotta buy something, and then here's the other thing: I've got to ask if you want something at the movie theaters when I just fed you. I can't afford you. I may just have to drop you off before I go to the movies.
See, now you need to get somebody who's not out here capping, because a real one would sneak her own snacks in.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
They head over to the Dollar Tree.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel like people just have such high expectations of other people's finances. That's also part of capping, like, that I find hilarious.
Right.
Like, why are you pocket watching?
Yeah.
I think it's like a new pickup line is like, you got Cash App? Send me $20.
The boldness to do that. And there's a lot of, here in LA, but you joked around OnlyFans earlier. It's serious.
Yeah.
Even
absolutely.
for people's birthday. Like, hey, it's my birthday. Send me a Cash App. Do I know you? I don't know you.
There's like no personalization to anything. Everything is just like a quick money grab.
Yeah. No.
Invest in my business. Invest in my Bitcoin. Buy my crypto.
Yeah. No, it is. And I just, being in LA, the cost of living and everything else, just trying to get it. Everyone's trying to hustle. And there are ways to make money. I met a person out in the valley. Her and her husband run a Turo business, which is the rental car place. They have 9 cars, and they're all old Priuses. And she's like, we are busy all the time.
I would imagine so.
And I'm like, what am I doing in my life?
I could never in my life rent anything I own out to Truro, because I see the way y'all be doing other people's cars, and I'm not having any of it. Y'all are crazy.
That's right.
Why? Why?
Be nice.
Just go rent regular cars and do this hood rat shit. Like, what's wrong with y'all? Stop renting people's Mercedes Benzes to go be ratchet. Stop it.
Can't do it.
But that falls under the category of capping also.
Yeah.
Renting cars that you can't afford, getting into accidents that you can't afford because you didn't get the insurance that you couldn't afford.
Yeah, it piles up, right?
absolutely.
When you have your car payment, your insurance, and then to go out, you almost you got to try and budget. But if you don't know what money's coming in, you know what jobs are coming in, then it's a little harder to budget. And then people are maxing out their credit cards. And what is it? On the national average, I'd love to know the average of LA. What is the average credit card debt in LA? But the national average is I think it was $28,000 or $32,000.
Yeah,
that's
so
a lot.
we're probably not far underneath that for sure,
or higher.
Oh, absolutely.
Right,
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's as my good friend Jareen told me. Low self-esteem is expensive. Shout out to Brass Knuckle Finance. But yeah, like, low self-esteem is so expensive. It really kind of just fuels this fire in your need to just continue the ruse and continue lying to the people.
Like, no, you got to move. You just. A friend of mine lives where they live. Oh, right off the 405, a little north, and the valley, 405 and 134.
Okay.
And they have an apartment, and it's $4,000 a month. And I'm like, first of all, who approved you?
I'm deceased.
For $4,000 a month. Who approved this for you? Because I know what you do for a living.
Fake paycheck stuff.
And then, and then all of a sudden.
Somebody's capping another.
Yeah, like, come on, and you're believing it.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden, you're trying to live like $4,000. That means if you're making $8,000 a month, you're lucky, number one. But $8,000 a month, half of it goes away, and more than likely they're probably making $5,000 to $6,000 a month, and then all of a sudden it snowballs. It becomes harder and harder every single time in LA with it.
And they expect you to make like 2.5 to 3 times the rent monthly. So
yeah, you're just like, screw it, I can't. All the financial people say, well, you have to have like a 6 months cushion and all that stuff.
What are y'all doing? Where do you work?
Yeah, where do you live?
Hook me up, because I'm tired. I'm tired of just making it. I want to have made it already. I want to be there already. You know what I mean? I want to have reached my destination. I want the GPS to go off. I'm done. We're here. Yes.
Yep. And you heard it from me first. By the way, listen, if you're capping in LA, I'm going to tell you right now, stop it. I don't judge you, but you got to stop it with everything else. And in order to do that, that means you got to follow us on YouTube at Native Collective. Of course, anytime you get podcasts. But then also, listen, you want to find and listen to real shit? Follow us on Instagram, on @NativeLA, and all your social medias. You will love every single thing that we do. We're here to educate, empower, and just make us better. Love you guys.
now tuned into Native Collective.
Coming after all y'all, it's crazy. We're on a warpath.
Taking a whole nother.
Native Collective.
Hey y'all, it's E from Inglewood. Make sure you're tuned in each week for a brand new episode of ING in LA on the Native LA and Native Collective.